By popular demand, we are reviewing another piece from Baltani. This time, we are checking out the military-style Khaki aviation pilot watch, the S2076. This is an homage to the Hamilton Khaki aviation pilot Pioneer. Unlike the Hammy, this is not going to run you $1,000, it's only going to cost $165, and you can choose from a black dial or this cream dial. I personally see a lot of value in this, especially for someone on a budget, aren't we all? Or that perfect gift for someone that's not deep into the hobby like we are. Just like the Hamilton, this watch also plays homage and is inspired by real pilots and their adventures. That's why you see those really clear, readable dials the original pilots needed to see their time even under tough conditions. Now let's talk about what makes this watch special. Well, that cream dial really adds a touch of elegance. I like that it's not just your typical black dial watch. The specs are also very attractive for a watch costing so little. The entire case is constructed of 316L stainless steel. The case measures in at 38mm, is only 43mm from lug to lug, and between the lugs is 20mm, and the thickness is 12.6mm. The watch does feature a 7mm unsigned screw-down crown that helps with 100 meters of water resistance. Unfortunately, the crown is pretty slim, 2mm to be exact, and sometimes it's a little hard to screw it in and screw it out, especially for those with bigger fingers. The entire watch weighs in at 73 grams with the supplied leather strap, and unlike SoCal, Baltani is actually giving us an air-coated sapphire crystal. The case is well machined, but you won't find any fancy polishing here. It's entirely brushed steel. But for the price, it's hard to ask for anything more, but some nice polished bevels would be nice to have and would elevate this watch a little more. The bidirectional friction ceramic bezel is smooth when turning it to the left, but I felt some resistance when turning it to the right. I'm not sure if that's a QC issue with mine, but I sure hope other models aren't like this. The printing on the bezel is legible, and I like that the numbers are Lume. The cream dial is cool because it's kinda under the radar. It's elegant, and under a macro you can appreciate the intricate details of the textured surface. The Arabic numbers and minute track are very legible, and I personally really like the cathedral style hands on this one. Now, usually I avoid those style hands, but it works on this style. The writing is very minimal with the company logo at the 12 o'clock and the water resistance rating and word automatic at the 6 o'clock. The Lume has been applied on the hands, minute track, and bezel numbers. The company is using Swiss Super Luminova GL Old. I personally think the Lume is bright, especially for a field watch, but in low light conditions it's a little hard to tell the time at a glance due to the fact that the indices aren't Lume and the minute track is very small. As is the case with most Baltani watches, the case back is sterile. I personally like this feature because, well, it demonstrates that the company is more focused on building a great budget watch without having to boast about all the specs they're giving you. However, I do feel that knowing what crystal and perhaps movement they're using would be good information to have at a glance. The movement being used is the SoCal NH38 automatic movement that, of course, can be wound and hacked. The movement beats at 21,600 beats per hour, has a stated power reserve of approximately 41 hours, it features 24 joules, and an accuracy of -20 plus 40 seconds per day on average. You won't find a ghost position on this watch as this caliber doesn't feature a date complication. The most painful thing to talk about is the vintage style leather strap. Sure, it comes with a stainless steel sign buckle, and sure, it's comfortable on my 6 and 7/8 inch wrists, but man, the quality really doesn't feel great. But for the price, one can't expect a high level quality leather strap. However, I recently came across a company by the name of Mantro that, no joke, has some of the most comfortable and supple FKM rubber straps I've ever come across. In fact, I love them so much I'll actually make a dedicated video about them. Best of all, they're only $45 and they're 50% slimmer than anything else on the market, and I think they completely changed the look of this watch. Also, the comfortability level went from good to great. I seriously can't recommend these straps enough to you guys. By the way, I did reach out to them, told them I was going to give them a shout out in this video, and they blessed us all with a discount code. I'll put that information in the description. Okay, so how do I feel about this watch, and does it get the seal of approval from me? The watch for the money is good. I mean, it lacks complete originality, but for the price, you definitely get a lot of specs. The watch, in my opinion, needs to be slimmer. The strap needs to be upgraded. The bezel action needs a second look, and Lume Arabic numbers would be a plus. Look, not everyone is looking to spend $1,000 on a Hamilton watch. This is a great alternative to scratch that itch. Baltani truly does make good affordable watches. Heck, I gifted my mom the 1016 homage and she wears it all the time. So if it's good enough for my mom, I'm sure they're good enough for anyone looking for something cool and inexpensive. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be safe out there and stay humble.